Welcome to the channel, Annie Collins here. Today we're creating this Mother's Day card featuring Segura Crafts Big Mother's Day stamp. This is the Big Mother's Day stamp. It has the large bold letters, it has some hearts and little stars. Now the asterisk is missing in mine, but yours will have it. The Cloud of Hope pattern paper pad. This is really pretty. It's got that ethereal feel. Let me remove this die. I used a die from my stash, so I'll go over that. So here's the paper I chose, and I've already die cut it with that decal die. So it's featured really pretty. And then I'm going to bring in some pink foil cardstock and some white cardstock to stamp our sentiment. And then I'll be building my card front, and then I'll place it on my card base later, off screen. All right. I'm also going to bring in some pink ribbon from Offray, some pearl sprigs, and some tulips, some distressed Oxide ink, and some VersaFine Onyx black ink. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to grab that with this white cardstock. I'm going to place everything else back into my little tray here so we can stamp. We're going to be using VersaFine Onyx black ink to stamp our sentiment, and we will stamp it several times. So like I mentioned, my stamp set is missing the asterisk. I'm on the design team, so we get our stamp sets way ahead of time, and we didn't even realize it right away that the little asterisk is missing. So she went ahead and reordered the new ones, and they're in the shop correctly. So, all right, so I have my pattern paper. No, I have white cardstock. Jumping ahead of myself here. So I have my white cardstock here, and now this stamp is a complete unit. So all those little stars and such are attached. So I'm going to mask them off using a little Post-it tape because I don't want those. I want the little hearts that are on here, the little doodle hearts, but I don't want those. Once I mask, I ink it up, remove the mask, and stamp. So now I do not get those on here. Now I'm going to stamp this a couple times because you'll see here that not so great. This is a big image, bold letters, and when you have thick bold letters like this, you'll have to stamp it more than once. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to ink it up, making sure to put my little mask back on before I ink it up. And then I'm going to apply more pressure right there in that center area, making sure that's nice and filled in. And now it is. I'm going to set this aside while we build most of our card, giving the ink a chance to dry. VersaFine ink takes a little longer to dry than, let's say, a dye ink like Memento. All right, so I'm going to pull out the tulips, and I cut more tulips than I needed because I wasn't sure how many I wanted to put on my card. These tulips are from a die from my stash. It's from Spellbinder's February 2024. It's the floral bunny set. I think that's correct. I will make sure I link it below properly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in Distress Oxide in Saltwater, Taffy, and cracked Pistachio. The cracked Pistachio I'll use on my leaves and stems, and the Saltwater Taffy on my buds. Now, these stems I created using the handle of the little basket. This die set has a basket, some florals, and a bunny in it. So I used the handle of the basket to create my little stems. That's what that green hoop, that green U I was cutting up, that's where that's from. Right, we're going to start with our buds first. I die cut these from pink cardstock from my stash. And then I'm going to use a little Saltwater Taffy, and I'm just going to ink the base of the buds here because I want them to go from darker to lighter pink. And this goes pretty quick. I just stuck them on my stick and stamp mat here and inked them up. As you can see the difference, there you go. So I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to flip my mat over, and then I'm going to stick my leaves and stems down, and I'm going to do the same exact thing except with cracked pistachio. Put a little more ink towards the base and fade it out towards the top. Cheating by using colored cardstock makes this go a lot faster. It's not really cheating, it's just because you can start with white cardstock and ink the whole thing, ink it one layer, and then darken the base if you don't have a variety of cardstock in your stash. So this goes pretty quickly. This card came together pretty quickly. I mean, the only thing we stamped is our sentiment. The background's already created for us. Segura Crafts created this beautiful background, so that work is done. And then a few die cut leaves and buds. I'm telling you, it's quick and easy. These can be mass produced if you prefer to do that. So now I'm going to lay out my leaves and, well, my stems and everything. Just arrange it, a quick soft arrangement here, if I can get things to stay still. And just figure out how many flowers I want on here. Do I want a open bloom or partially open, a closed, and then I choose the both bigger open, more open blooms. I keep the other ones to the side, use them for another card down the road. So I'll be using Burley Art glue here to adhere all my things together, except when I use foam tape. So I'm going to go ahead and put the buds onto the stems. Now I'll start making my arrangement here. I'm going to cross these over, and then I'm going to decide which leaf goes where. So I start hearing the layers as I go. This helps me keep everybody together. Now you can use the press and seal method if you prefer, and then glue everything at once, which I have plenty of that in my stash, but I didn't think of it at the moment. I thought about it now. So I'm going to keep arranging this, and then once I have that glued, I will bring in these little pearl sprigs. I got these at the craft store. They are for making like little mini bouquets or corsage. They usually have them in the wedding section. It came a whole bag of them, and they're perfect to add to little clusters like this. So I'm figuring out my arrangement. I just want to add a few in here, being this is Mother's Day. You always correlate little pearls and things with Mother's Day. Not that my kids would ever say, "Hey, pearls are my mom." No, if they would say, "My mom and skulls." I love sugar skulls and things like that. Not pearls, but I still think pearls are extremely pretty. They're not my jam. All right, so I arranged those, and I'm going to use tiny little glue dots here to keep those in place because the stems are plastic, so it'll take forever for the glue to set on them. And so the glue dots are our best option. So this ribbon is from Offray, and I pulled it out because it matches that foil paper perfectly. I'm going to tie a bow. To tie my bow, I just make 2 loops, cross them over, and pull them through. This is the quickest and easiest way to make little tiny bows. I learned this from my mother a lifetime ago. And then you just keep pulling, adjusting, and pulling. Every time you pull or adjust the little legs, you just tighten. You pull everything together. Hold it in both hands and just pull. That's to tighten the knot so everything doesn't come undone. I adhered that with another tiny glue dot to keep it in place. Now we're going to adhere this onto there. That's where I basically want it, and then my sentiment across to the side. So now my sentiment should be dry. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to fussy cut this. I will be fussy cutting this off screen because I can't see and fussy cut on screen. This doesn't work for me. So here we are, we're all fussy cut, and I put some foam adhesive behind that. We're going to start building our card front. So I'm adhering my foil paper using some liquid glue here from Burley Art. And I'm going to press that into place. Like I said, I'm just going to build my card front, and then I will adhere this to my card base off screen. I have to finish folding all my card bases and cutting them. I'm a little behind schedule here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some heavy duty acrylic blocks to hold this down, because foil paper takes everything a little longer to adhere to foil paper. So I'm just going to give this a minute or so. And everything is sped up on this video, by the way. So what may look like just a second or so to you is actually a minute or two. There we go. Now it's set. I can remove those. And now I can move our arrangement into place. I will adhere this with some Barely Art glue as well. Once we get this down, then we will bring in our sentiment. Now I have some hanging off. My leaf is hanging off and a little bit of my pearl sprig. It doesn't bother me. I'm hand delivering this card, so it's okay for it to hang off. If it bothers you, you can trim it off. Or if you like it like this, just put it in a slightly larger envelope that it normally calls for. Just in case I didn't give you the measurement, this is a A2 size card, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Just wanted to share that with you. All right, so I'm using my tweezers here to adjust things. I want things to go just under and over our sentiment, and I want to tuck the ribbon and the pearls just so. I want everything to lay nicely. Now I can trim the legs off here of my bow. Just give them a little chop here and an angle so that it fits nicely. Still fussing here. I'll get it to lay flat here in a sec. And now I'm going to bring in some other pearls from my stash just to get them to coordinate nicely with those little pearl sprigs. So I'm placing a little triangle-ish of them. I'll put some near the buds on the top and then 2 towards the bottom here, one near the sentiment and then the other one right here in the corner. Just to get that movement of pearls throughout. And then for my asterisk, to separate the R and S, I'm just going to bring a little black rhinestone here from my stash, and I'm just going to place it right there. And when you look at it up close, it reads as the asterisk. That solved my issue of missing my asterisk. But of course, yours will have that if you order it. All right, so here's our finished card front. And these are the products we used. We used the Cloud of Hope pattern paper pad and the big Mother's Day stamp set. I will have all of this linked for you below to the Segura shop. I would like to thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration, and here are some more looks at our card today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.